I am your host, FatDag. You're listening to WhysAdvice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at FatDag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at WhysAdvice. Send in your comments, your questions, and your celebrations. I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, hello, welcome to episode 104 of WhysAdvice. Always great to hang out with you. Always great to be here and see what's going on. Got a great show for you tonight. I'm working on a couple different things. The app for sure is waiting for its final release to get where you can comment directly on the show in the app. So if you don't have the app, make sure you get to your app store. Look for WhysAdvice by FatDag, depending on how it's worded in the app store. But get the app. It's absolutely free. There's no reason not to have it. But it'd be kind of cool once the new release comes out, we can interact with each other there. I'm live on Facebook before the show. If you're able to catch it before the show, you can. Most nights around 10 o'clock, it's on Facebook, and then we're also live streaming on Instagram. So just making it so that you can have fun, so we can all stay focused, because that's what this journey is all about. It's about staying focused. I'll open the show with a comment that I got from Facebook, which absolutely made my night. And it's actually, Kathy starts off, she says, so, you know I've written it a few times, and I watch the live show when I can. I've been a supporter from the beginning. I thought I'd check in with you today because it seemed like you talked me into it. I went for a late day walk, mostly because I fell into the complacency trap this morning when my walking buddy bailed out on me, and I stayed home. I was haunted all day to just get moving with that walk. No matter how much time I put in, it was better than not walking. So I committed to an hour. I laced up, put my earbuds in, and I did a FatDag roulette. Well, that's where I randomly scroll down the app menu and I let it randomly stop and hit play. Well, what do you know? You started talking to me. It was my episode number 50. Well, I am happy to report that I took your good words into action. I have lost even more weight. I'm 8 pounds lower than the Weight Watcher goal suggestion. I hit lifetime. I got the 50-pound charm too. I gave myself permission to strive for what feels right, not listen to the voices of, you've done great, now stop and eat. Don't lose too much more because you're too thin, etc., etc. I feel good working with my lifetime journey, experimenting with the choices I want to make. I am so confident that this is lifetime. This is my time. As I mentioned before, I never got to goal the other times I joined Weight Watchers. My friend and I joined February 26, 2016, and she said we had to commit for a year. I thought she was nuts and we would quit before July. Well, thank goodness I didn't. Thank you and the Connect family for being my wingman. I do have the support of my weekly meeting, but I truly believe having you there with your wise advice helped me more than you'll ever know. And heck, you're still there pulling me up on days like today. Sorry for the ramble, but I did feel like you were looking for my accountability today. Always deeply grateful to you, your service to our country, and your dedication to all of us. Kathy, no longer Fat Cat. Well, Kathy, thank you for your note. It made my evening as I was preparing for the show. Your note came in. We chatted back and forth on Facebook real quick. I asked if I could put it on the air and kind of insert it into the opening of my show tonight, and you, of course, agreed. But this is a really cool email. Congratulations on hitting lifetime. Congratulations on that 50-pound charm. Those are huge deals. The thing that I love most about what you've said is that the fact that you're doing this for you, and you're doing it because it's what feels right. I've said before, a goal is a feeling. And when you get to the point where you hop on the scale and you don't want to lose any more weight because you feel fantastic, that's what I want you to get to. That's what we're all striving to, is that feeling. So because you've worked the plan and you've set yourself some attendance goals, that is what got you out getting for a walk today. Because even if your walking buddy bailed on you, the complacency trap allowed you to kind of bail as well. But then because you have set attendance goals along the way, you felt that burning desire to get out and do something. What I'm amazed at is your something was an hour, which is a significant walk. I love the term FatDag roulette. I think that's a great idea. You open the app, you just scroll through, and whatever it plays, it plays. And of course, as we know, it was not coincidence that you just happened to stop on episode 50. A lot of this journey, if we get in the right place, we get in the right mind, we find things that we need, and things that we need gravitate to us exactly when we need them, and that's how episode 50 landed in your desk. So it's great job getting there, great job making this your time, and congratulations for sure. Jessica out of Warren, Michigan writes in, says, "Hi, Mike. Thank you for reading my email on episode 103 about binge eating. Funny thing was, I was actually on Facebook watching the show live, and somehow the feed froze up just as you were finishing my email. Unfortunately, by the time I got the feed working again, it was too late and I missed the whole show. Of course, the next morning, the first thing I did was listen to the episode on the podcast on my way to work. I just want to thank you so much for all of your advice. I know I didn't lose those 35 pounds by accident, and it helps to know that I am not alone in my struggles. So here's just an update. I am happy to report that after that devastating 5.2 pound gain, the following week I came back from it and had a huge 5.8 pound loss. It just goes to show that if you get back on track and you refocus, you can recover. I wish I could say that I have cured my binge eating, but that is not the case. What I can say is that my episodes are far less frequent, and I will continue to work on finding ways to break the vicious cycle. Although my journey is not perfect, I will not give up, and I know I will get to goal. Thank you again for all that you're doing for our community. You are truly an inspiration and such an important part of my weight loss journey." Jessica, this email made my night, because what I said to you in episode 103, I know to be true 99.9% of the time, is that when we have a week where we struggle and we binge and all of a sudden it shows up on the scale, it's very hard to gain a true 5 pounds of actual body fat in a week. It's food choices. It's undigested food. It's water weight. It's retention. It's all that stuff. And where we get into trouble is when we take that 5.2 pound gain and we let it defeat us, then the bad habits continue, and then that water weight slowly sticks with us and we continue eating bad and it goes up. What I've noticed through this journey is folks who end up having an episode exactly like you had, if you can refocus quickly, get back on track quickly, the following week you generally lose more than you gained. Your case is a perfect example. You had a 5.2 pound gain. You came right back. You got back in the saddle and you had a 5.8 pound loss, which puts you back under where you were. You absolutely can recover if you get back, you stay focused. It's why I do this show daily, because I want you to know that you can have control of your mind and get it. That 5.2 pound gain was a false 5.2 pound gain, and you did not let it defeat you. You continued on your journey, working it the way you needed to work it, and that's how you got the success. That's how you will get to goal. I believe it. You are not alone in your struggles. The binge eating cycle is something we have to figure out. And as I said in episode 103, we don't necessarily have to figure out how to stop it. We don't have to figure out how to prevent it. We have to really figure out how to recover from it, because they will happen. They will happen along the way. You can't predict when or how. What you can do is have a plan for figuring out how you will react when it happens. Somewhere right now, someone is listening to this episode. This episode gets about 10,000 downloads. There's about 10,000 people who are going to hear this right now. And out of those 10,000 people, somebody right now is saying, aha. And that is because, Jessica, you took the time to write in. You took the time to get back on plan. You are now the example for someone else who is going through exactly what we're going through. And you are the proof that if you have an episode, you have a binge, something happens, and you react properly, you can continue on this journey and you will get to goal. So thank you for that, Jessica. Keep up the amazing work. Write in when you get to goal. Next up is Demetris. He writes in and says, "Dear FatDag, First of all, thank you for your podcast. I listen every day, even if I have to listen to an old episode, and I've seen the show grow leaps and bounds, so great job. So I began my journey January 6, 2017. I weighed 337.6 pounds, and I now weigh 285.6 pounds, a total loss of 52 pounds. I am very proud of myself, and the key for me is the gym, my water, and when I'm out of points, I stop eating points. I rarely bother with my weeklies at this point because I have so many dailies. The reason that I emailed you is this. Weight Watchers has taught me to eat healthy, but as you know, when we eat healthier, the foods I have are much lower in points. So after a day of eating healthy, I'll have a 15 plus points left for the day. Now, I'm trying to change my mindset on eating, so I'd imagine 6 pieces of grilled chicken at one meal to hit the blue dot is probably not a good idea. Help. I feel like the plan is working, but how do I change my mode of eating when it seems like eating healthier makes me eat more? Demetris. Well, Demetris, this is a question that I get often. And a lot of us have, we have to figure out the way to handle this. And so I had to go to an expert on this one. I had a framework in mind of how I wanted to answer it. I kind of knew what I was going to walk through, but it just so happened as I was reading your email, I happened to be texting with my leader, who's phenomenal. And so I reached out to her and I said, hey, Weight Watchers Rocks 1 is her username on Connect. I said, hey, Terry, how would you answer this? And Demetris, I'm going to read you her answer verbatim, and then we're going to talk about it. But she says, don't worry about eating them all as long as you aren't hungry and you have switched to eating healthy food. Most people don't switch, so they're still eating the high point food, so they actually use all those points. The handful of members that actually get it and it clicks, they won't eat all their points because they load up on low point protein, yay, veggies, and fruit. And also, there will be some days that you will use them all, so don't just freak out. Just eat healthy until you're full or not wanting to eat anymore. Weight Watchers Rocks 1. See, that's why she rocks, folks. That's the leader that got me to goal. That's the mindset that continued to tell me that I was following the plan properly, that I could do what I need to do. Now, let's expand on that for just 1 second. You're right. When we start off this journey, obviously your points are based on how much you weigh. They're based on your gender. They're based on your age. So for some of us who are starting this journey, we get a lot more points than we're probably used to eating in food. If we have a lot of points to start with, it generally means that our food choices along the way in our life weren't the best food choices, and that's how we got to the point we were in. So to compensate for that, you get a lot more points than normal because what we're trying to do is to slowly get you to make a healthier adjustment in your eating habits. Now, Demetris, you jumped in right ahead and you learned quickly that if I eat healthy, if I eat lots of protein, I can be full and not need that many points. And that's exactly true. So I don't want you eating just for the sake of eating. That doesn't do us any good. You have the points for a reason. If you are eating food that's high protein, which means lower in points generally, and the lean protein, and you're getting full and you're eating consistently and you're eating throughout the day systematically, and you end up with 10 or 15 points and you're not hungry, truly not hungry, because you've made the healthy choices, then enjoy that. You're making the right decisions. And then as you lose weight, you will lose points and your eating can stay the same the entire time at that point. And just like Terry says, there will come a day when your willpower is down a little bit and you're going to make choices that maybe not be the best. And at that point, you stay within the framework and you have an upper limit on what you want to hit. The only caution in all this that I don't want you to do is if you're still continuing to eat a lot of, what we call high sugar food and not necessarily healthy food, and you're hungry at the end of the day and you're trying to save 10 or 15 points because you think you can lose weight quicker by not eating them, but you're going to bed hungry and you're starving, that is not how to work it. You have to be honest with yourself if you're truly not hungry. If you're truly satisfied and you truly are eating healthy and you're making the right decisions, at that point, you can continue doing what you're doing. Above all else, what you have to understand, and this is important while you weigh in weekly, if as you weigh in, you like the results you're getting on the scale, continue doing exactly what you're doing. If when you get to the scale, you're getting results that you don't like, that you don't agree with, that's the point to tap back into your leader, ask them for the input, say, hey, what can I be doing differently? Because I'm not happy with these results. Here's what I'm doing currently, and do that. So if you're eating plenty and you're truly not hungry, continue working the plan, Demetris, and keep up the amazing work. 52 pounds is clearly working for you. Clearly, you got it figured out. If you've lost 52 pounds, it doesn't matter how far you have to go. If you've lost 52 pounds, you've proven that you know how to work the plan. You've proven that you can do it. Even on the days that you weren't perfect, you've proven that you can bounce back and get it done. Continue doing that, and you will get to goal. Lastly, I want to thank you for listening in daily. And you're right, this is it's a daily show, except for the days that I don't get it done daily. So the fact that you dive in and listen to old episodes, I think that is tremendous. Thank you for that as well. Christine out of Portland, Oregon writes in and says, hello, Mike. I wrote to you on the day that I received my 25-pound charm and I had lost 10%. You gave me an inspiring shout out in episode 34, and you told me I could make it to goal and lifetime. I felt incredibly encouraged and affirmed. Yes, I played it for everyone who would listen. Today, I am proud to say I kept moving forward, and last Sunday, I received my 50-pound lost charm. After what I achieved in only 5 months, I know I will reach goal and lifetime because this time I am not stopping. I have a plan and I'm focused. At almost 50 years old, I am finally living the life that I wanted. I listened to episode 34 again on my daily walk tonight, and I wanted to give you a shout out. It will always be my favorite. I want to thank you for all that you're doing. You are inspiring so many of us. This selfless support that you're giving impacts so many lives. I thank you for supporting me and cheering me on. I will keep going on my path. Goal is on the way, and then lifetime. Christine, this is a great, amazing email. How does it feel? Right? How does it feel when you were down 25 pounds? I know you were on cloud 9. When you hit your 10%, I know what that feeling is like, and that's a great day. And so you've now doubled that. You've doubled something that at one point you probably thought was going to be next to impossible, and you've doubled it. And you're finally living the life that you've always wanted. It's those kind of revelations that we have to take in and go, if I've always wanted this, why would I now sacrifice it? And the fact that you continue to move forward in your journey is what's keeping you on the right path, and that's what's going to get you to goal. Actually, and as a matter of fact, you're already at goal. That's right. Your mindset that I read in this email, you're at goal mentally. The scale is the only one that doesn't know. The scale is always the last to know when we hit goal. The first to know is your leader. The second to know is you, right? And then the third to know is the scale. Maybe one and two may be out of order, but the scale is always the last one to figure this journey out. And so you're doing it for you. You're clearly getting it done. Congratulations on your 50-pound charm. Keep up the great work. I can wish you continued great focus, and you can get it done. Thanks, Christine, for that. Kaitlyn out of Waynesboro, Pennsylvania writes in and says, Dear FatDag, I just want to start off by saying I recently found your podcast thanks to Connect, and since then I've been listening several times a day. Thank you for everything you do for this community. I want to send this email to celebrate my 50-pound weight loss thanks to Weight Watchers. I started Weight Watchers for the 4th time again in January of this year. In the past, I was only able to lose a couple pounds before losing my focus. Well, this year, something clicked. I just started tracking everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I guess what I'm trying to say is I never thought I would make it this far. To be down 50 pounds feels amazing. I have many more pounds to lose, but with your help, I have no doubt that I won't lose focus. Again, thank you for everything you do, Kaitlyn. Kaitlyn, congratulations on your 50 pounds. This is an incredible journey for you. And the fact that you found out about the app and the podcast through Connect, That continues to reaffirm why it's so important for everyone to continue to share this, because it does reach people. People are changing their lives because of what we continue to talk about. And when you write in, it continues to remind other people that they can get it done. When you said in your email that what you're trying to say is that you never thought you would make it this far, well, I got news for you. I knew you could do it. I believed in you from the start. And that's what's important about this journey, is that you have to understand is that I believe in you because I know how the plan works. I know what it takes to get it done. And I can see the fire in people's eyes to say, you know what? I know you can do this. Even if you don't think you can do it, I know you can do it. And now you know that you do it. So now it's time for us to share that so other people know that we do it. Now, how you've gotten it done is exactly what you said, is that this year something clicked. You just started tracking everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's the whole key to this program. Tracking is the number one way to have success on this program. Tracking is the education piece of this part. I say a lot of times is this isn't the diet. This is the education on how to eat properly. So I didn't necessarily try to lose weight because I was trying to diet. I was trying to learn how to eat healthy once I figured out what I was doing. And that eating healthy is what got me to goal. The only way you can learn to eat healthy is by tracking the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because when you track everything that you eat, you'll start to notice what's working and what's not working for you. When you continue to attend the meetings and get in the validation of whether or not your plan worked and you like the results, you continue doing them. If you don't like the results, you make some changes. You look back in the app and you see the bad and the ugly, and you figure out a way to make a substitution next time for the bad and the ugly. If you don't write any of it down, you don't have any frame of reference when you hop on the scale and you don't like the results. You have nothing to look back at to make an adjustment with. So you have to track the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's why you're doing it. Now, the last caution, the only caution I would give you is as you track the good, the bad, and the ugly, it's important that you do that. And at some point, what I want you to do is track the good, track the bad, track the ugly, track the good, track the bad, and then stop eating points when you're out of points. You make adjustments to your journey along the way so that you can get to goal and you can change your habits using the data that you've just developed, and you can get there. So Kaitlyn, thank you for your email. You've done amazing work, and I'm really honored to walk this journey with you. You can get it done, and I want to hear when you celebrate. Celebrating is the key. Celebrating lets everybody else know that we believe in them. They can get this done. It's just a matter of time. It's a matter of learning how to eat. It's a matter of changing your mind and changing your lifestyle so that you can have the life that you've always wanted. And when you get there, we celebrate. What is it that you're celebrating? Let's share it on the air. Go to FatDag.com, click on Listen Now, send in your celebrations, send in your comments, your questions. I'll work them into the show. Specifically, if you're at Lifetime, I want to hear from you. I want to do a complete show of nothing but folks who are at Lifetime and how wonderful it feels. And I want you to email in those celebrations because I want you to be proud of what you're doing. Well, that is going to do it for this time. Remember that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it. I wish you good focus.